Hi. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. And for those of you, it is your first time here, welcome. Today we're going to seek guidance as to what you need to be aware of. There is a lot of energy happening with the super blue moon. And so as things are changing, I think we got like 5 or 6 planets in retrograde. I think at this time Venus has stayed stationed direct. But we're going to find out what it is that you need to be aware of. And today we're going to use a variety of different tools to get the messages. I don't normally use this runes deck, but I was encouraged to pull it out. I'm still working with that deck. I don't also use the Kuai Yin deck so often, but today we're doing something different. There's a rareness about the energy, shaking things up, I heard. So let's find out what you need to be aware of. And I'm calling forth divine intelligence, divine insight, infinite wisdom, of a higher vibration, for exactly what you need to be aware of now. And now is whenever you receive this message. We're even going to step out of the box, and I have a new deck, the I Ching. This is so new to me, but I guess a lot of things are new for all of us at one point in time, and as you work through it, you get better with it, right? So we're going to find out what these energies, what wisdom, what insight is coming forth for you. Exactly what do you need to be aware of? What do you need to be aware of? So tap into your higher self, your intuition, and allow the messages to speak to you, to speak directly to your soul. 3, please. Okay, I'll leave that. 2, 3. Okay. So take a look at the pictures or the symbols and see which of them are speaking to your intuition, to you at this moment. What do you need to be aware of now. Okay, so group number 1, your key word, your key focus, your key energy is Gebo with gift. And the rune of like an X. Group number 2, your key word, key message, key focus is the Iwas with Yao. Can you see that? Okay. And group number 3, your key word, key card, key energy is the Thorazas with thorn. So you can choose by the picture, you can choose by the rune, or you can use the keyword of thorn, Y-E-W, Yao. And it's a man walking away, walking. Or group number 1, gift with Gebo, and 2 hands intertwined. So let your intuition speak to you. I do want to pull one more thing. What do you need to be aware of now? What do you need to be aware of now? Do you need to be aware of now? Okay. Now we're ready. So 3, 2, and group number 1. Let's get into your message. So the rune you chose is Gebo. Hope I'm saying that right. Gebo with gift. You also have focus. You have shaman with ancient healing and wisdom. Your crystal card is heliotrope. You have retreat. You also have stone people. You have from scratch. Abundance. High priestess with harness mystic power. Mountains with stand your ground. Know your truth. You have the I Ching of number 19 with nearing. You have innovation with new creation. You have cooperation. You have the Kuan Yin card of Mother Fierce. Mother Fierce. Can you see that? You have Immortal Treasure, also from the Kuan Yin deck. The Wisdom of the Trees, you have Gort Ivy and Hazel. You also have Marriage and Unexpected Income. I feel like I'm going to put those here. And your high vibe card says Complain, Refrain. And then your tarot is the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant. Where are these going? Here. Okay. Is that everything? Okay, group number 1. So your key card, your key rune was Gabo. And it's all about the gift. So let's start there. If you can see that. And Gabo is all about gifts. It's about generosity. There could be an opportunity coming up for you, group number 1, or even commitment. These are key words that are associated with the rune of Gabo. So it's gifts, it's generosity, it's opportunity, and it's commitment. This Gabo with gifts and generosity is asking you to examine your relationships. This could be a partnership, like in business. This could be family members. It could just be a friend or even a colleague, like a work colleague, you know. But the rune of Gabo is shining light on your connections, group number 1. It's also a reminder that healthy relationships are reciprocal, of equal give and take. So it's giving you the invitation to actually examine your connections and ask if there is a balanced exchange of energy. And this is what you need to be aware of right now. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, and that's all about family and connections. So for some of you, this has to do with family, most definitely. For some of you, it has to do with marriage. I mean, it's clearly out here on the board. For others, it's just friendship. But all aspects of relationships, whether they're family, friend, colleague, lovers, husbands, wives, for some of you. So you may need to look at situations where you may be giving more than you receive. Feeling depleted or resentful is always a clue that a relationship is not on equal footing. And you have stand your ground here, group number 1. So what you may need to be aware of is, are you giving more than you're receiving? Within your job, within an organization, for some of you. You also may be needing to ask yourself to look at the role that you're playing within this dynamic, like within this partnership, this relationship, this family. For some of you, are you not offering in return? Like, let it apply how it applies. I'm getting more so, though, group number 1. It's that you need to stand your ground, like you're giving more than you're receiving. But there is also the essence of, are you hogging the stage while offering little in return? Okay? But more literally, sometimes the rune of Gabo can present a lucky break. You have unexpected income here for a lot of you. So there could be some unexpected income on the horizon. Some of you may receive a gift or a surprise. It could be a retreat. Some of you may get a gift to travel and go on a healing retreat, especially with the shaman here. I'm getting that a lot of you may be gifted this retreat, or you may offer yourself a gift to go on a retreat so that you can examine your relationships, so that you can see where the burdens are with the Ten of Wands here. Are you carrying a burden, or are you not being reciprocal and creating a burden within your relationships, partnerships, as a colleague? This could also be a gift of something intangible, such as just emotional support. Having someone to have your back when things feel like they're heavy is also a gift. Having others that want to cooperate and what's the word I'm looking for? Cooperate and collaborate with you is also a gift, especially if it's of a reciprocal nature. Gabo is also asking you, group number 1, especially with the honor your inner knowing here and healer, it's asking you to honor your gifts. Some of you are healers. Whether you know it or not, you're a healer. And you're being encouraged to honor that gift, to embrace that skill set that you have, to embrace that gift and put it to good use. Especially with the High Priestess here. Some of you have great knowing, great inner knowing. And you can harness that power, the power of being a healer. This is what the rune Gabo is asking you to be aware of, or what you might need to be aware of now, to make sure you're embracing your skills and putting them to use. Your skills of knowing how to connect with family, knowing how to connect within an organization, your job, with your colleagues for some of you. Knowing how to embrace your skills as a high priestess with a deep knowing. Embracing your skills of being a healer. Embracing your skills of knowing how to connect with other people. For some of you, it comes easily, effortlessly. And that's something you need to be aware of and embrace. Those skill sets, put them to good use. Focus on the positivity within your skill set, not the burdens that come along with it. Because a lot of you are starting from scratch. It's like you're wiping the slate clean, but you're doing it in an energy from a balanced place. You guys are doing it in the energy of finding cooperation. It's like you're on a quest to manifest this positivity within relationships, where it's reciprocity, where there's equal give and take, where there's an energy of love, where you can realize that every person and every experience has value. Even the ones that felt burdensome, they allowed you to step into this role of being a teacher. For a lot of you, to step into a role of knowing how to balance out with others. If some of you are married, or you're on the verge of getting married, maybe you're engaged. You're taking your past experiences and you're taking the good from them. No matter how much it was burdensome, you're finding the value in that. And that's what you're focusing on. What was the value in this? What was the gift that was presented to me that allowed me this deep inner knowing now? That allowed me to harness it as a mystic power to transmute, to transform that energy. Instead of it feeling like a burden, finding the value in it, group number one. And that is a part of a gift. And some of you, this is new for you. Or you're recognizing this gift now, and that's what you're being made aware of. Now, we also have the I Ching is where I want to go next. And it's number 19. And it says you're nearing. So you're creating success from the source. Consistency bears fruit. And then it says arrival at the 8th month means a pitfall. So we're in the 8th month now. That could be why a lot of you are starting from scratch. It's like some things didn't go as planned, or some things you were working on. You're starting it from a newer perspective. And you're creating success from the beginning. You're setting a proper foundation of finding the value in it, of setting the foundation where there's a reciprocal energy. So earlier in this month or this month, some of you may have come to some realizations, and it may have felt like there was a pitfall, like things weren't gonna look up or get better. But actually, what you need to be aware of is that you're being given a gift. This I Ching card number 19 that says nearing says the greater spirit draws nearer. See, this is that high priestess energy. This is that Hierophant energy. And I just thought about something. The Hierophant, I could be wrong about this, but isn't the Hierophant like the masculine to the high priestess? Leave it in the comments, let me know. The greater spirit draws near in an ongoing process of growth. So see, you guys are growing. You're taking the past experiences or past pitfalls, and you're finding the value in them, and you're creating a successful foundation for yourself. It says the greater spirit draws nearer in an ongoing process of growth as you simultaneously pay attention, pay patient attention, and take responsibility. See, you're willing to carry your burdens, your responsibilities. I don't even want to say burdens, your responsibilities. Harvest happens during the 8th month, but it isn't the end of the process of growth. Stay present to the ongoing cycle and do not only focus on the results. So questions that you can ask yourself coming from the I Ching group number 1 is, how does this want to grow? So how does it want to grow? How do your relationships, this gift of support, whether it's in your marriage, whether it's in your family, whether it's in your job, your organization, with your colleagues, how do you want this to grow, group number 1? Another question is, how can you take responsibility for its development? Like, how can you find the value in it? How can you take responsibility in seeing it to fruition? And then another question is, what would your greater self do? What would your higher self do? As you're starting from scratch, how can you take responsibility and develop it into a successful venture? What would your greater self do to cause that to come forth? How do you want to see it actually grow? And to do that, you're going to have to know your truth. Tapping into your truth, to that deep inner knowing. Also, the hexagram of number 19, nearing, says, above the lake is earth with nearing. A noble one teaches, Hierophant teaches, high priestess knows secrets, reveals them when the time is right. A noble one teaches and reflects untiringly, accepts and promotes the people without limit. Hierophant energy, accepts and protects the people without limit. A noble one has the inner reflective depths of a lake, contained within the protective, accepting qualities of the earth. She has an endless capacity to reflect, to interact, and to explain, to shelter and nurture people as a parent protects a child. With strength and maturity, you naturally become responsible. So that's where that inner knowing comes from. And you guys are starting from scratch, but it's like you're innovative with how you're doing it. You're taking on the responsibility of these new creations, and you're doing it wholeheartedly. For some of you, these new creations are within a marriage. Hierophant is also about marriage. There is abundance coming in for you guys. Card number 8. And you have unexpected income here also. So that's something you may need to be aware of now. I'm going to go to the Kuan, and these I'm going to read some from. You have immortal treasures. So there's a gift here, there's unexpected income, and then there's immortal treasure also. And the immortal treasure is coming from within you. You carry within you precious, immortal treasures. They exist beyond life and death, group number 1, belonging to the celestial heavenly realms of the divine presence within you. Kuan now guides you to honor these treasures, the gifts of your soul, which include the ability that you have to transmit healing. See, we talked about that with the ancient healing wisdom. A lot of you are tapping into that ancient healing wisdom within you. And if you're not, then that's what you need to be aware of now, is that you do have this gift. It comes from deep within you, group number 1. Honor yourself as a healer. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer. See, that was that emotional support. That's the gift from Gable. You have divine support in your role as a healer in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that this is unfolding for you now. And this is a part of your abundance, group number 1. Each soul is unique and precious in its own way, finding the value in the things that even felt like a burden to you. Those things that you have to start from scratch. Certain souls have the light of healing. Group number 1, whether you know it or not, this is something you're being made aware of. You're one of those souls. Your presence on this planet brings light and hope to others, sometimes in ways that you don't even consciously recognize. Group number 1. But Kuan Yin is with you, guiding you to open, to perceiving and utilizing the immortal treasures that lay within you. The beautiful light and gifts of your divine soul, that deep knowing. Just remember to take care of yourself too. So don't put too much on yourself. Remember, your relationships, even those of healing relationships, should be reciprocal. It's not where you're constantly giving, because then the scales become unbalanced. In your marriage, in your relationships, in your friendships, group number 1. An empty cup cannot fill another. See, so if you're constantly giving, your cup will be depleted. It's better to allow your inner cup to be spiritually filled. So see, some of you, I just heard some of you give so easily because you know that you always go back to Creator Source, to the divine, and your cup is always filled again. That's a part of your high priestess ability. That's why some of you manifest effortlessly, easily. Because you're thankful for others when they pour into you. But your cup, group number 1, gets filled from the divine, from Creator Source. And that's a part of your gift, or the gift that has been given to you, given to your soul, innately within you. And it's better to allow your inner cup to be filled spiritually and emotionally and physically replenished through balanced self-care. Yes, a bit of indulgence balanced with loving discipline and boundaries that make you feel safe and secure within. To find the right way to care for yourself, explore what might work for you, group number 1. To help replenish yourself mentally, physically, you may want to embrace yoga and or meditation. Taking a little sacred time each day to sit with a crystal or to talk from your heart with your guidance. You may want to take a health retreat. We had that here. I said that some of you may be gifted a healing retreat. But taking time in nature, a good book, and sometimes just laughing and playing with loved ones. See, group number 1, your healing ability finds new levels in power and strength through exploration of self-care. So when you're taking care of yourself, group number 1, it makes it so much more easier for you to create that balance, that reciprocal energy with others, friends, family, lovers, husbands, wives. The immortal treasure, card number 14, is sharing with you, or asking you to share the loving respect of your own self as well as for others. So it's basically asking you to take care of yourself in whatever way you need to. Give whatever gifts you need to give to yourself. If that's taking time away, going into nature, spending time with self, reading a good book, or doing absolutely nothing and maybe sleeping the whole day. If that's what you need to replenish yourself so that you can then go out and cooperate and collaborate with others on a reciprocal energy, then do that and don't feel guilty about it. Only you know what it takes to fill your cup, group number 1. So do whatever is needed to fill your cup. And then it makes it that much more easier for you to pour into others. The Oracle of the immortal treasure also indicates that it is helpful for you to explore healing of an issue that you have been dealing with and has yet to be resolved. See, there's something that has been a burden for you, group number one, something that hasn't been resolved for some of you. But as you're resolving it, stand your ground. Don't give in to just, it's like, don't give in just for the sake of giving in. Speak your truth, know your truth, stand your ground. Not in a harsh or violent way, but not in a way that diminishes or depletes you either. Where you're hush mouth, knowing that deep inside you really want to speak up. And you don't have to be cussy or fussy when you speak up. You can just speak your truth and know your truth. It says that if you have been contemplating visiting a healer or taking a break from a stressful situation, this energy supports you in doing so. You might simply need a chance to replenish and withdraw for a short time. This may help you meet this need. You may also benefit if you feel so inclined from healing with another. So some of you with your relationships, maybe taking a healing retreat together. Okay. Trust your intuition, group number one, and allow yourself to honor your own special light and the need that you might have for receiving healing just for you at this time. Kuan Yin will help you find your way. The process below will support you in receiving her help. So this is a prayer of the immortal treasure, and I'm going to read it. It says, "Beloved Kuan Yin, may I feel the compassion that you have for me within the depths of my own being. May I have compassion for myself in the way I do for others. May I accept and meet my needs for wellness and fulfillment. May I receive healing with grace and gratitude. I open now to fully receive, activate, and shine forth the immortal treasures in my own divine soul. Help me, beloved Mother, to do this with love, trust, and grace. Om Mani Padme Om." As you reread, if you need to rewind the video to get that again, it's a prayer. And as you say this out loud, focus on your breath flowing in and out, and then see and sense, feel, or intend that you are being bathed in an ocean of emerald green light. Emerald green light. Focus on your breath. Focus on, some of you may want to be out in nature when you're doing this. And then when you're ready, give thanks and open your eyes. So I'm going to read it one more time. Beloved Kuan Yin, may I feel the compassion that you have for me within the depths of my own being. May I have compassion for myself in the same way I do for others. May I accept and meet my needs for wellness and fulfillment. May I receive healing with grace and gratitude. I open now to fully receive, activate, and shine forth the immortal treasures in my own divine soul. Help me, beloved Mother, to do this with love, trust, and grace. Om Mani Padme Om. And that last part is like, if you remember the movie with Tina Turner where she was like, Nam Myeho Renge Kyo. That's like when you do meditation and you're saying it's a mantra, and it's a mantra you can say as you go out into nature. It's Om Mani, Mani, Padme, Padme, Hum. Okay, so that was the immortal treasure, another gift that's been given to you, group number 1. You also have Mother Fierce here, card number 18. And Mother Fierce is your guardian. Nothing can penetrate the passionate fire of her fearless love. Do you see that fire? And it looks like she's doing almost every mudra I've ever seen. But the fierce mother is your guardian, and nothing penetrates the fire of her fearless love. Your safety is assured, beloved. In the midst of any apparent challenge or threat, no matter how frightening it may seem, and no matter how insecure you may feel about taking a step on your spiritual path into more power, know that you are safe, you are protected, and you are loved. Beloved, you have been growing spiritually, and sometimes this evokes responses from others. The responses may be loving and affirming, encouraging and validating. Many will choose to be inspired by your growth. Sometimes, however, lower vibrational responses will arise, which might be fearful, insecure, jealous, or angry. These responses arise so that they can be healed. The healing for you is in how you choose to allow yourself to shine and not be diminished by the healing process of another. For the other, their healing is their journey, and you have offered them a great service. Know that you do not need to be afraid, nor do you need to hold yourself back out of fear. So group number 1, a lot of you know that you've have these healing abilities, and for some of you it's been a burden because it invoked, for a lot of you, jealousy in others. It invoked anger in some others. Some may have feared your gifts, even the fact that you have a deep inner knowing, the fact that you're a healer, for you group number 1. And the great mother Fierce is saying that don't diminish yourself. Know that you don't need to be afraid or even hold back. It's for you to choose to allow yourself to shine. Because what you've offered to them has been of a great service, and no matter how they receive it or not, you've been of service. Continue to be of service, group number 1. There is nothing that escapes the notice of the beloved Mother Kuan Yin. As a divine mother of fierce compassion and protection, she sees all and she knows all, and she blesses all. She can lift you beyond fear and threat. She can lift you beyond fear and threat into a place of unity with divine love that secures you against any would-be threat and delivers you into peace. For you to benefit the most from her protection, you need to trust in her light and realize that she is shining through your own inner light, that she and you are one in truth. From this perspective, you can realize that you always have the right to say no to any energy of fear or doubt that seeks to cause you harm. Harm comes from a lower vibration. It does not need to be feared, but it does need to be responded to with assertiveness and compassion. Kuan Yin now helps you to retain your inner peace in the face of any lower vibrational energy, so that you can be kind and accepting of the divine essence in all of existence. No matter how heavily veiled the divinity appears to be, and yet also remain assertive. that only unconditionally loving vibration are welcomed into your energy field. So it's saying that no matter how burdensome it might feel, because others may not understand your gifts or may not be receiving of them, it's not for you to it's still for you to assert yourself with compassion. It says to sit comfortably and say aloud, I call upon the unconditional love and divine protection of Kuan Yin as a fierce mother now. Perceive and intend that there is a huge ring of fire within, which is a beautiful goddess seated in the meditative pose with many arms fanning wide, with many all-seeing faces. She sees, protects, and blesses in all directions. Imagine that your heart chakra burns with a peaceful fire in the center of her being, and you can step into her heart now. Imagine any fear or threat, any insecurity or attack being burned away in the brightness of her heart. Feel the peace within her heart and peace within you, and say aloud, I surrender into the heart light and protection of the Divine Mother fierce. With love and compassion, no harm can penetrate her peace. And this is the prayer. It says, take with me into your heart, beloved Kuan Yin, fierce with love, where the pure fire of peace burns eternally. May I be blessed with peace and protection now and always. May I feel the loving protection of your consciousness within my heart. Om Shanti, beloved. Om Mani Padme Hum. So that is the protection of the fierce mother here. As you're stepping into this abundance, group number one, and knowing your truth with a deep inner knowing, stay focused on the reciprocity. Stay focused on cooperation. Stay focused on seeing the value in every person and even the experiences. Don't be afraid to stand your ground and harness your power as a high priestess, and harness your power as a healer. Knowing that you are a gift, and that for some of you there is an unexpected gift coming in for you. This could be in the form of income. This could be in the form of support and family and soul family from source as you're starting from scratch. The letter G I'm also getting could be significant for you guys, especially with Gable and the gift here. The Ivy Gort, card number 12 here, has some key words for you. It's about that inner knowing. Again, you have 3 coming with the inner knowing. Know your truth, knowing with stone people, and the inner knowing. Some more keywords are soul searching, DNA, and spiritual journey. And this is where that retreat could be coming up for you, group number one. With the Ivy Gort here, you're being encouraged to tap into your own inner knowing and to accept and receive the new direction and guidance from Spirit. See, that's why you guys are starting from scratch, because Spirit is directing you into a new direction. But you're being asked to journey into your soul's inner light, retreat. And you can do this through meditation or by listening to uplifting spiritual music, through dance, through ceremonial dance for a lot of you, by taking quiet time to yourself. That a reminder is coming that you're here to actually enjoy your life, to not just see it as burdensome, to find the value. Again, I'm reiterating, and it sounds like we're getting the messages over, but it's about the balance and boundaries, healthy boundaries, not being afraid to go forth and step into your gifts fully, group number one. Be aware of be aware of dissipating your energy by giving too much and being caught up in the ideas and situations that have nothing to do with you. Decide, group number one, where your mental and emotional boundaries lie, particularly when you're dealing with other people. You see, that's the gift of Gebo here. You're being encouraged to go within. Yes, you're a healer. Yes, you have these mystical powers. But you have to make sure the relationships are reciprocal. Not that they become burdensome. Not with family, not in a marriage, not in work, not in organizations, not with co-workers or colleagues. Knowing that healthy boundary is an abundance because it keeps you from feeling depleted and or resentful. Okay, group number one, that has been your reading. And the last thing, oh no, I got one more I'm going to get into. The last thing is complain, refrain. So this is just whenever you're about to complain about things, having a lot of responsibilities, about being the healer, or even about starting from scratch and going in a new direction. You're being encouraged to notice when you're complaining and then stop. When you feel a complaint creeping in, just stop and breathe. Focus on your breath. There's something real big about breathing here and taking a moment. So the last thing is your crystal card is the heliotrope. It says also known as a bloodstone. Like its namesake, it can cleanse negative energy in the blood. And remember, one of the key words we got was DNA. But the heliotrope is also known as a bloodstone, and like its namesake, it can cleanse negative energy in the blood. By doing this, it grounds any anger or resentment in your heart and your blood. It throws a calming effect on your heart when you are feeling irritated or impatient. So some of you may not have wanted to start from scratch. You may not have wanted to go in a different direction. But Spirit is saying it's okay because they're giving you a gift and they're directing your path. So whenever you feel like you want to complain about this new direction or starting from scratch, find the balance and the harmony and the value in this new direction or in these responsibilities. And then focus on your breath so that you can tap into that deep inner knowing, so that you can tap into the abundance within you, knowing that you're loved and you're supported by the Mother Fierce Kuan Yin and by the immortal treasures that have been gifted to you through your soul. Okay, group number one, that has been your reading. Thank you for joining me. Tonae Star here. And continue to tap into your innate gifts, knowing your truth, group number one. And this is a part of what you need to be aware of now. So if you don't know, now you know, group number one. And what a wonderful knowing that is. Thank you for your reading. Okay, group number two. You have the Yanzhuas as your key card, key message. You also have toil and labor. You have divine masculine. We just had divine, no, we had high priestess, not divine feminine. You have gratitude. Your crystal card is the sodalite. Like this. Now I'm going to leave it and put this there. You have lotus flower with unfoldment. You have the drum with awaken. You also have GPS. You have visualization. You have stargazer with set your sights higher. You also have don't relinquish your power. Your I Ching is card number 1 with creative force. You have bright heart light with open connections. You also have ownership. Your Kuan Yin message is the nectar of the lotus with the lotus flower. 2 about the lotus flower, and I don't know why I just heard, even before we get in the message, some of y'all feel like y'all getting it out the mud. I don't know. That's a message for somebody. You feel like you getting it out the mud. Because like the lotus flower, I'm going into the message before, but like the lotus flower, it grows from the mud. But it turns into this beautiful, blossoming essence of a flower every day when the sun arises. So some of you are arising like the sun. We have the sun here and the moon. Okay, let me get the rest of the cards out. Man, the message is coming through. You have the threshold. You also have the Lewis Rowan Wisdom from the Trees card. You have the sugar maple. Your high vibe card says no news. And then your tarot is the Knight of Wands, the Hermit, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, we got everything? Yeah. Okay, group number 2. Okay, group number 2. So yeah, I was saying, you guys, for your key energy, you have the Ewas rune here with Yao, Yay, Y-E-W. It's a tree. I looked it up. It's a tree. And it's a little tree that grows red berries. But it's a tree that's very strong in the fact that it can regenerate itself. Okay? And so this card, this rune, talks about leaving or endings. But it also talks about progress coming and endurance, about being adaptable. So as you see the picture, someone is walking away here. So there's some endings for you, group number 1. For some of you guys, this could be with work, with toil and labor here. This could be in partnerships. Whatever it is that's ending, you're still being encouraged to be adaptable. So endings are inevitable, but things end. Endings are inevitable, but things end so that something new can begin. So whatever chapter, whatever thing is ending in your life right now, group number 1, or whatever seems quiet. For some of you, it could be that work is quiet for you. Or with the toil and labor here, you feel like your good intentions you feel like your good intentions are always punished for some of you. And this could be even at work, like in your daily work, but this could also be in matters of partnerships for some of you, that you feel like you're on a hamster wheel, like nothing is really panning out the way you want. Some of you could be bored within your jobs, or some of you, your job is ending. Or some of you, you feel like your good deeds at work aren't being recognized. Yeah, like your good intentions are punished for some of you. For some, that keeps coming through for some. But where you're being encouraged is to trust that deep intuition about when it's time to let go. So some of you have been contemplating or want to let go and start something new, whether it's in, maybe that's confirmation, whether that's in work and or in your job. It's like you're heading into a new phase. You see that guy? He's walking and he's heading into a new phase. Group number 1. So it's like you guys are heading into a new phase. So it's going to take you gathering your courage. but being patient enough to let it unfold. As you're stepping into this new phase, group number one, you're taking ownership. Like, you're acknowledging what went wrong or what you did wrong, but you're also acknowledging your accomplishments as well. So it's like you guys are feeling like, I said that at the beginning of the reading, like you're getting it out the mud. So like with work, like I said, you could feel like your good intentions at work, or all the work you've been putting in, has been taken for granted for some of you. And for some of you, you just want to step into a new phase, a new job, a new partnership. But as you're doing that, are you acknowledging and recognizing the lesson of what you put into it and how you grew from it? Group number two, you can be confident that you can take on this new chapter and thrive, is what I'm getting here, especially with the lotus flower twice. So you may have gotten it out of the mud, but just like the lotus flower, you can thrive. You can go ahead and walk into this new chapter of your life feeling abundant, because you're guided with GPS here. So some of you are having an awakening, but during this awakening, you're learning, or you're being encouraged, or what you need to be aware of now is to keep an open heart. To, yes, stand in your power. Don't relinquish your power, but set your sights higher. So if you've been at this job and it feels like it's a thankless job, maybe you need to set your sights higher. Visualize you actually being in the position or the partnership that you choose, that you would desire to be in. For a lot of you, with the creative force rune here, again, it says consistency bears fruit. From the source, you're creating success. So group number two, pure creative spirit flows through people and events. And inspiration wants to be realized. See, you want to go on this journey and realize this and move towards manifestation. Welcome its momentum, group number two, and find ways to work with this vital energy. Sustain a constant two-way flow between source and action. Action, taking action with the divine masculine here, but also connecting with source and staying with the open heart connection, because source is guiding you. You guys are having an awakening, and just like the sun causes the lotus flower to blossom and unfold, Spirit is guiding you, group number two, and into the actions that would help you unfold. Be true to your initial intent and align your choices with the original vision. See, with this visualization here, to yield positive results. Now, here are two questions you can ask yourself, group number two. How can you liberate your creative energy and then take action on it? And what is it that wants to be created? So what is it you're visualizing, group number two? What is it you're wanting to bring forth? What is it you're wanting to create? What is it that you want to unfold? What is it that you want to awaken, group number two? The hexagram of number one says creative force is the absolute power of heaven that moves the stars into their course and makes the seasons turn. A noble one finds this creative force is within him, as close as his own breath. It does not need to pause and rest, and nor does he. So this is about you guys wanting to take action with the divine masculine here. A lot of you guys are being encouraged to take action. The divine masculine card that's here is saying that Your masculine energy is requiring some attention, group number 2. And this is whether you're a male or a female. You see, we all have the aspects of masculine energy within us. And you can connect and call upon this energy at any time. So you don't need to wait or rest for some of you. Because the divine masculine energy is dynamic and it's powerful. It's an energy of action, of doing, and it holds the quality of focus, of logic and direction. It's stability and strength and confidence. So having the confidence to move forward and take action. And currently, group number 2, you're being encouraged to take your focus to your masculine characteristics and bring them into balance. So have you been experiencing some lack and some traits in your life, like even in work? Have you been experiencing some feeling like it's toil and labor? Have you been feeling stuck in work? And you need energy to set you in the right direction? Group number 2, have you been feeling like you've been like all over the place and you require some stability and some grounding for some of you? Well, you're being encouraged to tap into your masculine energy, to call upon it and be aware of this energy because it's within you. So some of you need to go within to create these new opportunities that are for you so that you can just move forward with it. It's time to take action on some things you may have been putting off, and tapping into your divine masculine energy, group number 2, can assist you with that. Because you got everything you need within inside of you, right at your fingertips. So it's time for you to allow that old way of thinking, of being, to let it go, because it's not serving you right now. Group number 2, you have the strength and the courage to create anything your heart desires. So visualize. And then don't forget to be in the energy of gratitude. Some of you, I'm seeing third eye energy also. You taking action by visualization and giving gratitude. This purple with the sodalite is sticking out to me for you guys. But you guys are being guided, whether you know it or not. Because you're stepping into a spiritual awakening for a lot of you, group number 2. Getting more enlightenment. And the sun is big for you. Just like the sun helps maybe some of you need to get out and get some sun. Because the divine masculine, the energy here is the sun. And with the lotus flower, the sun is what causes it to come up out of the mud and actually, so some of y'all need to get outside. Yeah, I heard that loud and clear. Get outside, touch nature, let your heart feel light again. You guys also have the sugar maple here, and that energy speaks of you being versatile. So you don't have to be in one way. You don't have to do things the way it's always been done. You can tap into this action of moving forward, being guided by spirit about how to be versatile. And so that you don't feel like you're getting stuck in a rut, group number 1, in some area of your life, whether this is work, and I feel like it's work for a lot of you, but this is also partnerships. Better. This is also partnerships for a lot of you. So do your best to become more versatile and more flexible in your ideas and in your attitude, group number 2. Learn to embrace the change wholeheartedly. So remember, we talked about that with the Iwa's rune here, that you guys were going into another chapter of your life. Some things were ending, possibly work, possibly partnerships, but it's okay because you're being guided by spirit, and it's asking you to tap into your masculine energy. You don't necessarily need to wait. Some of you feel like you need a waiting period. If you feel like that would do you good, then do it. But I feel like for a lot of you, you're ready to take action. So even if you don't know how to embrace this versatility, know that you're being guided. Even if you don't know where it's leading you, know that the divine is still guiding you to find balance and harmony. Card number 15, that's total 6. That's that balance and that harmony coming forth for you. Group number 2. And it's because a lot of you, especially with the Lewis Rowan rune here, let me pick that up so you can see. A lot of you may feel like you need protection. You feel like there's been some discrimination, but you have this energy with the Lewis rune here that allows you to know when others, like it's making you aware of others' manipulation or power plays. It's also making you alert to your own manipulations, group number 2. And some of the key words associated with this energy is protection, it's intuition, it's spiritual strength, going within, spiritual strength, it's astral travel. See, visualization. Some of you you can create what you want because things happen in the spiritual realm first by tapping into your visualization, to your third eye energy, and then giving gratitude that you are being guided. You see all of this, you're being guided as you give gratitude about what it is that you're creating, what it is you're visualizing. And you don't have to fear, group number 2. Some of you feel like you won't be able to find a job, or some of you feel like you were manipulated by other people. But you're also being encouraged to be aware of if in any way, shape, or form you may be manipulating yourself. Because group number 2, it's like you're being asked to keep your wits about you so you can discriminate, you can tell, you can decipher between what is good for you and what is not. You will have the spiritual strength, group number 2, to help you to turn away from anything that threatens your serenity and peace. You have this energy of you being directed to weed out any thoughts, any emotions, and any actions, group number 2, that do not reflect your higher self. Your higher self is asking you to go within so that you can create new opportunities for yourself. To go within so that you can visualize. Own your misdeeds, any ways where you may have manipulated yourself into certain situations, and then give thanks to be able to see the value in all of it, and that you're being guided, that you'll know that you're protected, to be able to see if others are trying to manipulate you in any way, shape, or form. Because you guys are stepping into this spiritual awakening, so set your sights higher. Higher in work, higher in relationships, group number 2. Because you guys are on a threshold here. You have the threshold here. The threshold of great things unfolding for you. Let me read the Nectar of the Lotus from the Kuan Yin deck, card number 20. So I feel like this is with partnerships for a lot of you because of the 2. It's 20, but 2 and 0 equal 2. So it says, the Nectar of the Lotus. The Divine Mother wishes that those who are meant to feed others be well fed too. Your devotion to helping others has the effect of squeezing the cosmic heart chakra of the Divine Mother, group number 2. From your heart drips nectar, sweet, sustaining, and life-affirming energy that feeds you and allows you to nourish many souls. Like a sacred chalice that overflows, when you are full, well, and vital, the feeding of others happens effortlessly. You're guided to be fed now. Feed with divine nectar from the heart of the mother, group number 2. There is an endless supply of energy, of joy, of peace, of bliss, and love for you flowing from the heart of the Divine Mother Kuan Yin. There could be a sign that our mind and emotional life could use some help shifting from scarcity consciousness into a consciousness of abundance. As we do this, we tend to relax and flow more easily, tapping into what is needed rather than perceiving restriction. A limit or block in our flow might be telling us that our nervous system needs some time to adapt to receiving higher intensities of spiritual electricity through our system as we become more useful to a living, joyful, higher vibrational existence. See? Keeping your heart chakra open, group number 1, so that you can step out of this scarcity mindset of feeling like your good deeds aren't going noticed, or that you're toiling every day and it's not going anywhere. It's time for you to set your sights higher, because you are having this spiritual awakening. It's like a spiritual electricity flowing through you guys. I'm going to read the prayer and then go to the next one. It says, the beloved Kuan Yin, help me realize the connection to myself and to life that I need to be able to live my highest vibrational life, where I am well replenished, joyful, and connected to the endless flow of divine energy and life force in our universe. Please bring me guidance, clear guidance about how to best cultivate chi now, how to be open to receive the nectar of the lotus, the life force and love of the Divine Mother for my highest good, so be it. Om Mani Padme Hum. So you guys can receive the nectar of the lotus as things are unfolding for you, so that you can keep your heart chakra open, not feeling that your good deeds are going unnoticed in work, in relationships, that you can let one chapter of life close for you and give gratitude for it closing, group number 2, because as that cycle is ending, something new, fresh, vibrant is coming forth for you, and you're being guided by source. So set your sights higher and don't relinquish your power. Tap into your creative force. And for some of you, you're being encouraged to stop listening to the news. And when I say news, I'm also talking spiritual news, not just the news on TV. Like some of you listen to, and I'm going to just say it, some readers that are on a low vibration, everything is negative. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes some messages have to go forth. But when you're hearing a message, how are you taking it? Like maybe you need to stop listening, because how are you taking it? Are you letting it lower your vibration? Or are you finding the value in the message? Yeah, I'm going to take that back. It's not even about the reader. It's about you, group number 2. Because they're doing what they were assigned to do, to give the message, whether it's however it comes forth. But how do you receive it? And if it's too much for you, maybe you need to tune out. No news. Stop listening to the news. The news tends to focus on the fearful side. So are you listening to some things and then you're only seeing the lower vibrational, the fear within it, group number 2? Turn off the news for a day or a week and see how it changes your energy. You will hear all the important issues just from talking to other people. So let me finish up, because you guys are on a threshold now. And as you're going through this threshold and this spiritual awakening, you may need to turn off the news or stop listening to other people, is what I'm getting. It's not so much readers or even the news on TV, but just other people. Like some of you, You know you're about to step into something new. Like maybe you know you wanted to leave your job, and then you told somebody, and then that person's like, I don't know if you should leave that job. You're gonna be able to find another one. What you gonna do with this bill and then that bill, and then because they have a scarcity mindset, you've allowed that to infiltrate you, and then you tend to maybe stay at that job or stay in that predicament because you've listened to someone else. Group number 2, it's time to tap within so you can create these new beginnings and set your sights higher, so that you're being guided by spirit to take action that'll balance you out. It's time to let those cycles go, card number 18, so you can stay with this open heart, light-hearted, joyful energy, not feeling weighed down, toil and labor. The threshold. As the threshold you stand on, before you lies a way of being that is beyond fear. It is a sacred passing through a karmic veil into a new life of empowerment, of peace, of spiritual service, group number 2, to humanity and joy in your own soul. Congratulations. You're embarking on a new phase of the deepest soul liberation, group number 2, into freedom of love that triumphs over fear. It has been quite a journey, many, many lifetimes, and much inner work. Hermit, much inner work has been required for you to be able to perceive the light of the divine, even underneath the density of fear. You are fast approaching the karmic threshold where you can shift from fear-based to love-based embodiment, taking action, divine masculine. This is a sacred and important time where it is wise to surround yourself with those that are able to support you in this love-based reality. In the near future, you will be able to sustain your vibration even amongst beings that are based in fear. And then you will be of even greater service to life, love, and divine power on this present planet. So a lot of you're being encouraged to turn off the news and stop listening to others, because you're on a threshold right now, and your abilities, your gifts are going to grow stronger, but right now you're at that threshold. So any fear-based, any negativity, any low vibrational stuff could veer you off course. But I don't really think so. I just think if you turn all of that off, you'll be able to tune more into where spirit is guiding and directing you, group number 2. So for now, allow the beloved Kuan Yin to help you connect to the beauty and potency, the love and fearless, endless joy of your own higher self. Do not be disheartened by any old fears that are surfacing. That's why you guys are closing those cycles out and stepping into a new creative unfoldment of self, a new threshold, group number 2. Sometimes there can be a deep testing on the threshold. This is not an exam to be afraid of, but an opportunity to realize your development and to really be secure on a firm inner spiritual foundation before moving forward in your soul service to others through how you live and be on this planet. It is no use in preparing to assist others on a higher scale and moving from fear to love if you're still making the transition yourself. So let yourself stabilize in this new vibration, and then your ability to help others will increase naturally with much grace, assistance, and effortlessness. And well done, group number 2. This is much love and celebration in the spiritual worlds about the shift for you. Remember that the only defense ever needed, no matter what the apparent fear or threat, is unconditional love in the heart. Open heart connections, which allows for compassion and detachment. You are safe, and you are quickening in your readiness to pass the to pass the threshold. Your journey is truly blessed. And the prayer for this one, group number 2, is prayer for the passing of the threshold. May I be blessed under the compassionate love and protection of Kuan Yin as my soul prepares to cross the threshold from fear to love in all dimensions of my being. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Group number 2, if you need to rewind that. No, I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. May I be blessed under the compassionate love and protection of Kuan Yin. May I be blessed under the compassionate love and protection of Kuan Yin as my soul prepares to cross the threshold from fear to love in all dimensions, all planets, all realms of my being. And so it is, and so shall it be. Group number 2, don't relinquish your power. Set your sights higher as you're having this spiritual awakening. And don't forget to give gratitude, because gratitude stabilizes all things, and it makes it that much more easier for you to hear the guidance, the direction from the divine as they're guiding you through this threshold and as you're tapping into your creative force. Last but not least, we have your crystal, which is the sodalite, and it says, this beautiful stone enhances meditation and opens the spiritual plane. Visualization, third eye. This beautiful stone, sodalite, this beautiful stone enhances meditation and opens the spiritual plane, making it easier for you to understand and explore. When you are in deep meditation, sodalite promotes self-acceptance and trust in your actions. See, divine masculine, that follows you in everyday life. Group number 2, that has been your reading. Thank you for joining me. Continue to allow these open heart connections as you do not relinquish your power, as you're crossing this threshold, as you're being directed through this awakening and things are unfolding for you. Remember to give gratitude as the divine is guiding you as you take action, so that you can allow that chapter to end and step into a new creative energy that promotes your self-acceptance. Thank you for joining me. And group number 3, you chose the Thursas with Thorn as your key card. You also have Privileged Lady. Your high vibe card says Love Sensation. Makes the nation a love sensation vibrate. Okay, sorry. I don't know. I got into something there. Wisdom. Rebirth. A love sensation across the nation. Stepping into a brand new vibration. You have the Gruscular Crystal. And you have Celebration. You also have Prayer. You have Offerings. You have Hasta la Vista, Baby. You also have Angels and Masters. You have Oracle with Wait for Important Information. You have Abundance is Your Right. Your I Ching is card number 15 with integrity. You have brilliant beliefs with luminous life force and personal power. Power. Friendliness. You have freedom. Can't see it anyway. Wow, you got 3 cards from Kuan Yin. You have 8 immortals. You also have the Lotus Throne. Group number 2 had the Lotus Nectar. You guys may want to, if you feel so inclined, to listen to that reading. But you guys got the Lotus Throne. And you also have the Empress of the Pearl. I don't know why I thought Yemaya when I heard this one. Empress of the Pearl. And your wisdom of the tree is the Duri Oak. And the white mulberry. You're running out of space. And then your tarot is the Page of Pentacles, the Star, and the Page of Cups. Where are they going? I don't know. I'm going to put this one up here. Can you see it still? Yeah. And then I'm going to put this one there. Yeah. And then these 3 can go there. Yay, we just made it just enough. Okay. So group number 3. Okay, group number 3. So now that we have all your cards on the table, you guys as your key energy have the Thorizaz room. Now, I don't know, because this room talks about protection. It talks about warning, about boundaries, and or disruptions. So if you look at this room, it's a rose, right? And then we know that roses have thorns, but the thorns are there like protection. So some of you are like a beautiful rose, like a privileged lady, and you may need to like have your thorns available. Okay, that's for some of you, not for everyone, because the Thorizaz rune is a reminder of the importance of protection, and that's what the thorns are all about with that rune. So some of you may be facing some challenges, and we know that because you have waiting for important information. So there is something that's going on, right? But I don't get that it's a big deal, honestly. For some of you, you're just saying bye. Bye to any self-imposed restrictions. Bye to any limitations. Bye to any lack mentality. For some of you, you guys are having a rebirth, and you're recognizing that abundance is your right. You're tapping into the energy of the angels and spiritual masters. You guys are receiving this wisdom, and you're finding others to connect with. There's going to be messages coming in. You got 2 cards of messages, the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So some messages about money for some of you, some messages about love for others of you. For some of you, messages about healing even. But with all of these stars around the major star, it's like there's going to be others coming to you. You see, from this side, some are saying, look, we can connect like this. And from this side, they're saying, look, we can cooperate and connect like this. And the angels and the masters are even the ones that are connecting with you. Group number 3. Connecting you and imparting wisdom. Connecting you and wanting to celebrate with you. So that you can step into this energy of fear, of hope, of feeling like the privileged lady. And this isn't just money, but it could be money. We do have a Pentacles here. But it's also just a time of ease. And so you guys are waiting for this important information to come forth. As you're doing so, tap in, group number 3, to your luminous life force. Star card here. Staying in with your personal power. And that's what the thorns are all about here. So some of you, as I was saying, may be feeling the need or remembering, being reminded of the need for protection and having strong personal boundaries. That's what I'm getting for a lot of you. Stepping into your personal power so that you have stronger personal boundaries. Taking necessary precautions to make sure that no one is taking advantage of you. Yes, you'll be able to connect with others, but you want to have your boundaries in place so that you know that no one is taking advantage of you. And if they are, you're okay with saying bye-bye. Hasta la vista, baby. As you're coming into the awareness of how to strengthen your personal boundaries and tapping into that personal power, it's creating this energy of celebration for you, group number 3. You guys feel like you're having a rebirth because you have said bye to certain people, places, things, mentalities, certain ego deaths I'm even getting for some of you. And you're stepping into a wisdom. You've let those cycles close. It's like you've spiritually elevated, and that's what's creating this privileged lady energy for you. This energy of celebration. For some of you, this Thorazaz rune is also probably saying on the horizon that there could be some challenging change, like some disruptions to the status quo for you. And that's why you're waiting for this important information. So it's saying, rather than being alarmed, try to prepare yourself for unexpected circumstances and consider your options calmly and carefully. It's wanting to remind you that change can be a good thing. This change may be disruptive to you, group number 3, but it could also be something that's going to be cause for celebration later. So you're going to have to say goodbye to some things, people, places, or things. These could be the disruptions for you, group number 3. But change can be a healthy thing. Some of you may have been feeling defensive or like you were under attack about certain people, places, things you did. And while it is important to have your thorns out like the rose and ready to protect yourself, it's also equally valuable to recognize when your thorns can become a blockage to connecting with other fellow humans. So yes, know your personal boundaries, but also know when you got that wall up or you got so many thorns that you can't connect with others, when there is this essence of wanting to connect here. But you guys are in the process of waiting for important information as you're having this time of rebirth. For a lot of you, it's this time where you're wanting to create an essence of harmony. So you're saying bye-bye to all of the defensiveness, to anyone that puts you in a defensive energy, to anyone that wants to take advantage of you. You're letting those chapters go. You've given them the thorns already. But now you want your softer, sweeter side of Sears or of a rose to come forward so that you can create harmony. To find the connections between you and other people. For some of you, even animals. with whom you can share your life, your joy, your luminous energy. You guys are doing your best or being encouraged to do your best to create harmony. Even when the behavior of others perplex you, when you can't get why they do what they do, the wisdom in it is still being able to find harmony. And when you need that wisdom, you can connect to your angels, to your spirit guides, to ascended masters, to divine source. For a lot of you, this is actually a time of celebration because there's this energy of fertility here with the Duri oak here. The Duri oak is like one of the strongest trees, and it connects you to the magic of the earth, of the greenness of the earth when it's flourishing, and how it sustains us. It's like it is the wealth. It helps you feel privileged. It helps us to stay nourished and have that rebirth, as it nurtures us, allows us to get grounded. With this energy of fertility that's here, that's sustaining you at this time, group number 3, it's like this new beginning of life with the rebirth here. And see, all of these animals are around her. So some of you may be getting new pets. But it's like with the oak, the Duri oak, card number 7, Hasta la Vista is also 7, spiritual lessons. But with the Duri oak here, it's like you're getting this gift of strength and endurance, of stamina, to move as fast as that loud vehicle that was just there. I got the window open. I got to close it in a little bit. I forgot when I started to. But anyway, it's about you guys receiving this gift of strength and endurance, of stamina, of even grounded stability, of wisdom. As this is coming forth, you guys are being encouraged to wait for important information. The oak is also an indication, as I said before, of fertility. Whether this is you conceiving a child for some of you, or gaining a pet to your family, whether you're conceiving a project or a business or any other creative endeavor. Abundance is your birthright, and this fertility, the seeds are growing for you, group number 3. Doors are opening up for you, and thresholds are being met and crossed. This is what's allowing you to feel like this privileged lady energy. This is a time for you to feel strong and secure as you build towards the manifestations of your dreams, group number 3. You guys also have the hexagram of integrity here, card number 15. So you're creating success, and you're coming to this threshold of completion. A noble one completes. That's with that fertility there. To have integrity is to be one with yourself and with reality. It means being honest about your capacities and not exaggerating the importance of your role. Not caught up in a personal story or identifying work with worth. You are free to do what needs to be done. So you know how a lot of people, they'll ask you who you are, and you'll say, or tell me about yourself, and you'll say you're a nail tech, or you're this, or you're that. That's not where your worth comes from, though. So you're being asked to balance out, like, your reality of what's important to you, of how you want to show up, of what makes you valuable, your own self-worth. 3 questions you can ask yourself, group number 3, is what is the simple reality? What is the simple reality? How might you return to a state of balance? What if it didn't all depend on you? And it doesn't have to depend on you, group number 3. You see, you have others that want to cooperate with you, that are offering this energy of friendliness, so that you can find what you have in common with others and then move forward on a love-based connection, on a love-based vibration, allowing your luminous life force, star card, to connect with others that also have a luminous life force. You see the star card here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 again. So 7 is big for some of you. Maybe you're going to be connecting with 7 people. Maybe there'll be 7 beautiful things that are occurring for you. 777. I don't know. But card hexagram number 15 also says integrity. In the center of the earth, there is a mountain. Integrity. A noble one reduces what is too much and increases what is diminished. So for some of you, when something seems too heavy for you, you will have others who can help you carry the load. I just heard a threefold cord is stronger than one. A threefold cord. Interesting. It also says weighing things up to even out the distribution. The earth is unassuming and supports all beings, with the height and solidarity of a mountain at its center. A noble one is inwardly as self-sufficient as a mountain. Build up inner resources to sustain an intelligent, centered generosity. Bring things back to a state of inner equilibrium after weighing up what is needed. Okay, so that was your I Ching message. Now I'm gonna go, before we end this, into the, and you got 3, into the Kuan Yin messages. But I think before I do that, I'm gonna read the crystal card. And you have Grusseler. This stone is in the garnet family. It can re-energize the chakras and then bring balance to those energies. It radiates a calming energy that is very useful in times of great stress. Hold over your heart or wear as jewelry, making contact with the skin. So for some of you, like I said earlier, you're learning your personal boundaries. You're strengthening those boundaries. And some people aren't gonna want to feel the thorns of you creating stronger personal boundaries. But that's okay, because it's necessary. And so you guys are in this time of re-energizing yourself and bringing your chakras back into balance, so that you're not in a state of fight or flight constantly. You're able to find harmony and balance your chakras and re-energize yourself, so that you can stay in this privileged lady energy, tapping into divine wisdom, connecting with the divine with prayer and hope here. It's like you can speak forth when you need protection, and it's there for you. You don't have to always be on guard, because this is a time for you to be in the energy of celebration. You have wealth and offerings here. You have wisdom. You have celebration. And you had the Duri Oak here that spoke about fertility and things growing for you, about you tapping into this luminous life force. So let's go into the, and I have to read a lot of the Kuan Yin ones because I'm still learning this deck. So you have the 8 Immortals. And the 8 Immortals says, this message you have been receiving that are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and be your true self are from a higher guidance. The 8 Immortals and other beings of divine light and divine love are guiding you. It is safe. It is safe for you to follow these messages now. Doing so will bring you greater joy. Sometimes you may question whether you are in contact with genuine spiritual guidance or engaging in wishful thinking. Genuine guidance is simple, clear, and repetitive. When you ask for confirmation, it will come. The more open you are, the more quickly the confirmation can reach you in the forms of signs, conversation, and serendipitous events. Serendipitous happenings. In fact, confirmation and guidance can be instantaneous and from multiple unconnected sources, angels and masters. Because abundance is your right. Like the universe is playing a joyful, loving game with you, the guidance will be uplifting and helpful. Sometimes it will ask you to take a step that feels challenging, and yet true guidance always proves itself in that it only asks of you what is right and just for your highest good. And that's that important information you guys are waiting for. There's gonna be messages coming in from the universe, signs, conversations, serendipitous happenings for you guys, group number 3. And it's good to be careful and discerning about the quality of guidance that you are seeking, but it is usually an easy task to identify when guidance is not of a higher vibrational variety. It will be judging of you and of others. It will not feel right. Even if genuine guidance feels like it is asking you to do something unexpected or something that feels like a real stretch for you, it will still feel right in your own heart to do so, group number 3. Genuine guidance, even when challenging, brings a sense of rightness and peace into your heart, where lower vibrational guidance or thoughts or wishful thinking does not bring you into a deeper peace. It simply confuses and confirms judgment. It is not nearly as helpful. Shift through your thoughts and feelings to come to the genuine guidance and true spiritual knowing within you, group number 3. You can call upon the 8 immortals and any being that loves you unconditionally, and trust that you will receive quality guidance. The process below will help you to be still and connect with it through your own heart. Okay, so here is the immortal healing. It says, take a pen and some paper or your journal and write a letter to the higher guidance that loves me unconditional. So this is how you start the journal entry. To the higher guidance that loves me unconditionally, group number 3. And you let them know what you need guidance on, what guidance you need confirmed or revised. Write the letter, read it out loud, then seal it up and put it in a place that is a sacred space. Perhaps in your journal or with a crystal on top in your bedroom or meditation space. Close your eyes and visualize 8 beings of unconditional divine love all around you, saying, I call upon these beings that love me unconditionally to assist me in providing clear, helpful, and unconditional loving and true higher guidance in answer to my question. Thank you. Namaste. And then let it go, group number 3, and come back and reread it in 2 weeks' time to see if the question has already been answered through your life experiences to that date. If not, read the letter again and ask to be shown the answer in the way that serves your highest good by repeating the visualization and request if necessary. And this is the prayer to close out the 8 immortals. The prayer to the 8 immortals says, I call upon the 8 immortals that love me unconditionally and shine the light of peace and spiritual power upon me now. You understand that no matter what happens in life, there are blessings underneath it. Please help me find my clarity, my wisdom, guidance, and truth to reveal the blessings and grow now. Namaste. Thank you for your help. Om Mani Padme Om. And you don't have to end it like that. I just feel like it's a nice way to end out with that mantra. And so you know what it sounds like when you're saying it. Or you may want to integrate that into your meditation time. You also have the Empress of the Pearl. And the Empress of the Pearl says, you have an inner gift of great value, born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, provided we are willing to search for a way to heal through it. Seeing challenges as ways to expand your spiritual light empowers you to focus on the growing light rather than getting caught up in suffering. Natural pearls are rare, lustrous. Natural pearls are rare, lustrous, feminine gems created within a loving organism, the pearl oyster. They have a unique creation process. Natural pearls are created when a foreign entity, such as a grain of sand or parasite, finds its way into the pearl oyster. The oyster reacts and creates layers of pearlescent substance, creating a warmingly glowing treasure within. Just like the beautiful and rare natural pearl, you have a unique spiritual beauty to offer to the world. Your pearl is the precious gift, something unique that is being born through your experiences and consciousness that cannot be created or copied by another, because it is your own unique soul light. Group number 3. So any struggles you have experienced are a karmic gift. What? A karmic gift? I just heard thank you to the karmics. It's a karmic gift to help you grow this inner exquisite offering to support the spiritual evolution of humanity. Once you recognize this, you can dispense with any struggles more swiftly. See, you ain't got to have your thorns out against people. Any negative energies from those around you, or perhaps feeling drained or sometimes even possessed by negative thoughts or experiences. You don't have to feel afraid. Group number 3. You can heal now, allowing that which is stirred up within you to be forming the beautiful gift you have to share. Just as the pearl starts from irritation and reaction, so are the circumstances in your life which feel uncomfortable, serving you to help you grow your gift. It's time you realize that your soul is growing in luster and beauty to share with the world. Once you realize this, your struggles become less and your soul lightens and becomes even more luminous. Tapping into that luminous life force. Group number 3. So here is the prayer for the Empress of the Pearl. It says, with beloved Kuan Yin, Empress of the Pearl, as my witness, I transform negativity into light through compassion. Anything that causes me discomfort, I use to grow my light. So it becomes brighter than the discomfort. And I now choose to experience the light of my being and its spiritual growth as more powerful than any irritation or suffering, which serves that growth. Om Mani Padme Om. So you can put your thorns away because they came to help you grow just like a rose. But it's now time to step into that beautiful essence of letting your petals flourish. Because you also have the lotus throne here, group number 3. And the Lotus Throne says, the same Lotus wisdom that enlightens beloved Kuan Yin and all spiritual masters is the very same Lotus light within your own heart. It can take great courage to trust your own inner light, to ascend the throne of your own inner spiritual authority, especially if the light of others around you seems more powerful than your own. You're being asked to trust this inner guidance above all others now. Have faith in your own heart and know that you are divine. There are times on the path that we can greatly benefit from assistance from others. See? Messages coming in about assistance from others. In fact, these times are almost always a true spiritual master, teacher, guru, guide, or healer has the same role to connect you with conscious awareness to your own inner light so that you may come to realize that spiritual power, authority, and beauty that you are in truth is the same spiritual power, authority, and beauty that you may see and honor in them. Sometimes we might need an external guide to help us make that connection. Sometimes we are closer to our own divine wisdom than we consciously realize, and yet we fall into the habit of believing that others may know more of what is good or true for us than we do ourselves. Sometimes, out of habit and conditioning, it is easier to see the divine light in others than within our own heart. This oracle has come as a guide for you to trust that your own inner teacher is growing strong, that you have more spiritual wisdom than you may have previously acknowledged, and that you will benefit greatly from heeding your own heart's guidance at this time. Group number 3. So, let me go to the, So the healing ascension for the Lotus Throne says, sit and lie comfortably with your eyes closed and take your awareness to your heart chakra. In the center of your chest, be aware of the light within it. Imagine that within this heart light, you can perceive a beautiful throne, a magnificent chair, a lotus upon which a divine being of light sits in graceful, strong, compassionate pose. Quietly say, I now ask to connect with the wisdom and spiritual authority of the Lotus Throne and the being of unconditional love and the light that dwells upon it in my own heart chakra now. Be aware of that being connecting with you through divine love emanating from the eyes of this being, from the heart, and from the energy field of the throne itself, which is strong, powerful, and wise. As you allow yourself to truly receive the energy of this wise illuminated being, you realize it is your own higher self on the Lotus Throne. Shout out to our higher selves. Feel the peace and the trust within yourself. Just let it be. Give yourself permission to not have to understand or to analyze it. When you have finished with the experience for long enough, say, I am the light divine upon the Lotus Throne, eternally guiding and loving, drawing me back into the divine light of my own true nature. Om Mani Padme Hum. And then to finish it off with the prayer, group number 3, it says, the prayer of the Lotus Throne. You burn bright in my heart, guiding me eternally, divine lotus of light. My very own heart, I ascend to the Lotus Throne within you. My power, my wisdom, my love, and light acknowledged. All is well within my own soul. By Kuan Yin's grace and my own divine fire, I trust and empower myself spiritually, now more than ever. Om Mani Padme Hum. Group number 3, that has been your reading. Thank you for joining me here, Tonae Star, as we move forward. And if you made it this far in the reading, oh wow, go ahead, do the YouTube thing. I'm out.